First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. And today, if you've been watching the live stream, we've been talking about different ways to stay safe, different situations that we've been covering. One, though, that I think we're all familiar with is the need to stay safe on the waterways here in Oregon. It's certainly something we've covered on Fox 12 Now before, but there's a program from the Corbett Fire Department that was instituted earlier this year to help keep people safe, especially on the Sandy River, but really anywhere around there, but talking about providing life jackets to people out there on the waterways. It's something that unfortunately a lot of people don't use, and Corbett thought maybe they had a way to help solve some of that. And that's what we're going to be discussing right now. I've got Lieutenant Jasmine Zimmer-Stucky who's joining us, and really thank you for being here on the show. And I know that we covered some of this at the beginning of the season when you started this program, but for those who didn't see that, can you talk to us about the program itself and what it was you were trying to accomplish with this?
Yeah, so thank you for having me. I'm very excited to talk about the life jacket program that was started by Corbett Fire. We started the life jacket program along the Sandy River because after a series of very tragic incidents from 2019 to 2022, there were 9 drownings on the Sandy River in the area that falls within the Corbett Fire Service territory, and that was a really devastating thing, not only for the fire department and the community, but for families who lost loved ones. So the fire department, is responsible for responding to emergencies, but we also wanted to find a way to be proactive in preventing those emergencies. So we worked with our partners at state parks, Gresham Fire, AMR, and developed a life jacket loaning program that is available to anyone who visits the Sandy River at the Sandy River Delta, at Lewis and Clark State Park, at Dabney State Park, these popular recreation areas that see hundreds, if not thousands, of people during the summer. And there are now, the program exists to provide free life jackets for infants, youth, child, adult sizes, all throughout the summer.
Yeah, I think if anybody's been in Portland for any amount of time, they've probably gone out to the Sandy River at some point, because it's such a great close location to go to. But unfortunately, and we report on this too, there are a lot of safety issues. You have to be safe out there, and this is a great way to help combat that. So let's talk about just the life jacket programs. You mentioned they're provided free at these different locations. So is it like a station that people can go to and pick one up and be able to use it?
Yeah, so there are stations all throughout the Sandy River, and they're located at popular access points. So even if you're back, 10, 15 minutes on a trail, you may encounter a life jacket station, because that's a great place to get in the water, and we often see people recreating there. The stations are serviced weekly by members of the Corbett Fire Department. We go out there, we make sure that the life jackets are clean, that they're maintained, all the buckles are working and they're in the right places, and that those life jackets stations are restocked. So we tend to go out, we would go out on a Friday afternoon or a Saturday morning before the crowds and make sure that those life jacket stands are ready for the large number of people who head out to the river during the summer.
I mean, you mentioned the tragicness there of 9 people, I believe it was, passing away, drowning on the river. So since you instituted this, how has that helped out with those numbers? Can you talk about, the results of this program?
Yeah, so we're past the busy season for the Sandy River, and people going out and enjoying the river. And we are really thrilled to announce that there have been no deaths on the Sandy in the area, where that falls in Corbett Fire's territory. So from Oxbow all the way down to the mouth. So from going from 9 over the course of a few years to 0 this summer, we're thrilled, and we're just glad that so many people get to enjoy the river in a safe way, and that people are utilizing this life jacket program. I think if I could say one thing, is I just want to thank Sandy River goers for utilizing this life jacket program. I know, when you're going down to the river, you've got a cooler, a chair, a blanket, and grabbing that life jacket is just one extra, thing to carry, but it is really making a difference. We're seeing it in the numbers. I see it when I go down to the river with my friends and family. I see people in the life jackets. That's what they're for, and it's just great to see people utilizing this program. It's also really important to note that this program is funded, by community members who, like us, saw that there was a need. Corbett Fire is an all-volunteer fire department. We have around 30 members, and we patrol. Our service area, begins at the Sandy River and extends all the way to Multnomah Falls. So during those summer months, we welcome tens of thousands of people, into our service area, and we're honored to be able to provide emergency services to those people. But it also creates a huge need to be proactive, which is why the life jacket program is so important, and why people in the community helped us raise the money to get this program started, and to keep it going. It costs us around $3,000 a year to maintain the life jacket program, and that all of that money just goes to buying life jackets and keeping them out there for people to use. So it's really a community-driven, community-supported program, and we're thrilled. We'll be sure we will bring it back next year.
I mean, that's amazing. That's a huge amount of territory for you to cover with the fire department. But on top of that, so I guess to talk a little bit more about the life jackets specifically. So yeah. It's all community funded. Is that right?
Yeah. So people donate to us by sending checks, or we have a Venmo account, and that money just goes into a special account that we use to purchase life jackets at the beginning of the year. And every week we bring those life jackets out, make sure those stations are fully stocked so that when you visit the river, you've got high quality, clean, well-maintained life jackets for you and your family to use. So it's all driven by donations.
Are there specific situations where you recommend somebody wear a life jacket, or should they just wear one at any time that you're going to be getting into the river?
I would recommend people wear a life jacket anytime they're in the river. That's my personal recommendation and my professional recommendation. The Sandy River looks like a calm river, but it can be swift. It has quick drop-offs. There are rocks where you can, where foot entrapments become a very dangerous situation. So, it's just one of those rivers that you always have to stay alert. And, the best way to do that is to just always have your life jacket on.
Well, it's obviously worked with the fact that clearly with those numbers, you can't deny those numbers with nobody drowning there. That's amazing. So, with the life jackets themselves, and this being all community funded, are they frequently, so if somebody uses one, and then do they put it back at the station when they get back out, a different station or something like that?
Yeah. So we have 5 different stations, and and they begin up at Dabney State Park, and they extend all the way down to Lewis and Clark State Park. That's a very popular area for inner tubing. People will often start up at Dabney State Park and float downriver. And one of the things that I think we saw sort of anecdotally is, people are grabbing those jackets at the beginning of their float, having a safe, fun time on the river, floating downstream, and then getting down to Lewis and Clark and dropping those jackets back off. And we just sort of saw that because, when we go out and check those life jacket stations, we sort of saw more of them sort of coming downstream. And I think that that's exactly what the program was meant for. These programs are designed for people to use. They're designed for people, to avoid a situation where they have to call 911. And we're just thrilled that happened, that it's being used exactly as intended.
Well, that's amazing, and I could see this being something too that maybe other communities might start adopting themselves. If this is based on the success of this, and also just appreciating the fact that people are using them, and they're going out there and understanding the value of that. So that's great, nice. That's amazing. That's amazing work.
Yeah, well, the credit is really owed, to the people who took the time to grab a life jacket, to put one on their children, to put one on themselves, and to make sure that, they had a really great time on the river by not having to call 911.
Well, Jasmine, are there ways that people can support you in this effort? I know you mentioned it earlier, just a little bit about, the way that people can help fund, but for anybody watching, how can they help out with this program?
Yeah, so this program is completely funded by community members, and it's run by an all-volunteer fire department. So we really do rely on support from people who really believe in water safety. So to that extent, people can write checks and send them to us at the Corbett Firefighters Association. They can mail it to the Corbett Fire post office box, which is P.O. Box 1 at Corbett Fire, or they can donate to our Venmo account, which is Corbett Firefighters Association. Or sorry, that's Corbett Firefighters ASSN Association. And all of that money just goes into a fund where we just use it to buy life jackets and to make sure that they're available for anyone and everyone who needs them.
Well, Jasmine, thank you very much for coming on here and talking about this and giving us the update on that. I'm so happy to hear about the success of the program and that it's going to continue going. And for everybody out there, if they want to donate and help fund that, then that's a way to do that. But yeah, congratulations on that. What a great job. And thanks for being here on Fox 12 Now to talk about this.
Yeah, you're absolutely welcome. And we'll see you and all your viewers on the river next summer.
Yep, I will be out there, guaranteed. And for everybody watching too, appreciate all of you joining the show. I know I say that a lot, but I really do mean it. And if you want to watch any of our past segments, you can of course go to our YouTube channel or Facebook page or the app. You can download the Fox 12 Oregon app, hit the Fox 12 Now button. I've actually done a lot of segments on water safety here on this show. We did a whole series about that. So there's other great advice and tips and tricks that we've had from great guests like Jasmine, who talk about different ways that you can stay safe out there. So lots of things to check up on that, and of course all the other coverage that we have here. But I'm going to log off for now. Keep in mind, if there's breaking news throughout the day, this is a place to go, especially between 1 and 4 p.m. outside of our other newscasts. We will have you covered right here. So wherever you're watching right now, that's the place to go. But we're logging off for the moment. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.